Hello and welcome to Virtual Algebra 2 Honors. My name is Mr. Weaver, and I'll be working with you this year as your teacher. I guess this year's going to start pretty much the way we ended last year, virtually. Who knows what this year's going to bring, if we're virtual for half a year or all year, or if we get to see each other in November. Who knows? We'll take it day by day, and hopefully at some point in time we'll get to see each other. If not now, maybe in the future in a couple of years in another course. So a little bit about myself. I am married. I've been married for 20 years. We have 4 kids. I have a freshman just started at Purdue, a sophomore at Franklin County High School out in Indiana, in Brookville. She is also taking Algebra 2 honors, so it's kind of interesting to see where she is and what you guys are working with. And I have a freshman and also a 7th grader. This is my 23rd year of teaching here at Corrin High School. I've taught Algebra 1, so I know where you've been. I also have taught the pre-calculus, and this year I teach the AP calculus and honors calculus, so I know where you're headed. So if I kind of push you and you kind of think, oh my gosh, what are we doing here? I'm really getting you prepared for that AP calculus, hopefully in the future. So let's go ahead and get into what this course is going to look like. Here's our course syllabus. To start with, you can see my email there, I suppose, would be the first thing. Can be reached at gweaver@nwlst.org. I'm also in room 404. I'm going to ask that you make an appointment to come see me, as we can't have too many kids in the classroom. So we'll make an appointment to come see me in room 404 if necessary. Course goals. It is a pretty typical Algebra 2 course. Algebra 2 doesn't change a whole lot throughout the years. We're going to start with operations of polynomials, bring in the complex number system, radicals and rationals, which are, so much fun for everybody. I enjoy them myself, but they're really the building blocks for pre-calculus and calculus. Then we'll get into the unit circle with some trig, which is very important as well, get some exponential functions, and then end, hopefully, the year with some probability and stats and maybe some quantitative reasoning. Expectations for the class. I do ask that you come prepared and ready to learn every day. Bring any necessary materials that you need with us, either if that's to school or if you're just getting up and rolling out of bed, get ready and get going. Ask questions as they arise. It's never a stupid question. If you have the question, ask the question. It's better to ask it now than to wait until later on. Algebra 2 is really, I like to say, it's an animal that builds upon itself. We take the concepts in Algebra 1 and we throw them at you again, but we add stuff to it. So it's kind of Algebra 1 on steroids, if you wish. And then pre-calculus is the same thing. We're going to take those Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 concepts and we're going to throw more at it. I'm going to ask that you watch all the videos that I prepare in a timely manner. Either it'll be me, it may be other math teachers that have taught here in the past. Take notes on those videos and complete the assignments on time. Respect yourself, your peers, and use appropriate language. Again, ask questions as they arise. Not a typo there. It's important. We got to ask the questions, especially in this day and age when we're virtually. You never know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. So ask the questions as we get to it, as they come up. And put your whole heart and soul into it. It's going to be so easy to kind of, I'll do that later. Go at it, do your best work, give me 110% effort all the time that I ask you for it, and we'll do pretty good with it. The book that we're going to use is the Prentice Hall book. Here's a copy of what it's going to look like a little bit for you. It is a paper book, so you will have to pick one up. Either I'll have it in your cohort or I'll have it ready to pick up for the virtual, online, at home, whatever you call yourself, people. I guess it's the way it's going to work. I will put several of the first day's lessons and the page. I'll take a picture of those and upload those so that you have them in Google Classroom, but we will have to get you a book at some point in time. Let's see, discipline. There shouldn't be much discipline, I guess, since we won't see each other a whole lot. But there possible, if needed, required materials, pen, maybe pencil, paper. I like using pencil when I do my work. That way I can erase it. If you do use pen, It's not a problem with me if you put an X to it and you go on, do the next problem. It's however works for you. Some people like using the pen, especially when we're uploading it, so it's easier to see. Um, so whatever works for you. You'll also need some graph paper. I will not be supplying graph paper for you this year. You have to get yourself your own. You may want to get with a friend and split a pack, split the cost of it. That's up to you. You'll need probably 50, 75 sheets of graph paper this year. You'll want a binder or folder system of some sort, notebooks, however you want to organize yourself. I will not collect it. I will not collect any papers this year. Everything will be uploaded into Google Classroom at this point in time. You also need a calculator. I would suggest the TI-84 calculator. If you have an 83, it'll work. But as you get into your upper level courses, your pre-calculus and calculus, the 84 actually is going to be a little better buy for you. So if you haven't gotten one, get an 84. If you have the 83, we'll work with it, but look for those sales and deals as you get into the next couple of years. As far as the course grading, I do a weighted system. Your assignments will be 30% of your grade and your quizzes will be 70% of your grade. As far as the assignments, every day you will have an assignment for the most part. I may give you a day here and there off, but you'll have an assignment most days. Each of those assignments will be worth 5 points. Of those 5 points, I will collect, or Google upload them, I guess. But I will check 2 to 3 of those problems for accuracy. We'll talk about the accuracy here in a second. And then the other 2 to 3 points will be for completion. So about 50% will be completion and 50% will be accuracy. On that it is handwritten. I do expect handwritten. I don't want anything typed out. It's just not feasible for you to type out math to start with, and I want to see as much as I can in your own handwriting. But on the top of each page, I'm looking for your name, the date, the bell that you are assigned. So if you're in first bell, it'd be bell 1, second bell, bell 2, so on and so forth. And then page number that we're working with that day. So I have a reference to go back to, and I just don't have a set of problems that I got to figure out, hey, what page is this? If you're turning in, maybe you're sick and you had to turn it in late. And everything's going to be uploaded into Google Classroom. So all assignments, everything that we do, no paper is going to be turned into me. I will not touch your papers. I will not hand anything back. Everything will be done through Google Classroom and submitted there. Each assignment will be due at 11:59 the day after it is assigned. The reason I do that is because I'm going to hold a Zoom conference or a Google Hangout conference the next day so that you can ask questions before and then you have some time before it's required to be uploaded at 11:59. And then we'll get the hang of it. I think it should work pretty smoothly there. Quizzes and tests, we will have tests and quizzes. There will be calculated, possibly non-calculated sections. It's going to be kind of difficult to monitor that, but you get out of it what you put into it. So if you think that you're going to cheat the system, eventually it'll catch up with you. So if I ask you to non-calculator, use a non-calculator. If I ask you to use a calculator, use a calculator. Assessments will be given online as well. They will be given at a specific point in time, and they'll have to be uploaded within a specific point in time. So, if it's due at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you turn it in at 1:05, it's going to be a 0. You got to make sure that you're watching your time and you know exactly what's going on. And again, we'll practice that a little bit before we take a test, just to make sure everybody can do what I'm asking them to do. Late work. At the beginning here, we'll give you a little bit of leeway, but generally my policy for late work is that if it's not in at the time that it's due, I will give you a maximum of 50% of the points. So if it was originally worth 5 points, the best you're going to get is a 2.5 if you're turned in late. On top of that, I'm giving you 2 days. After 2 days, it's going to be a 0. If you don't do it within that two days. It got very cumbersome for me in the spring to allow people to just turn in assignments whenever they wanted to. So I'm going to really enforce this policy. You get 2 days. After that, it's going to be a 0. Now, absent work, if you are absent, if you're sick, if however we work that throughout the year. If you are on the absence list and you are sick, then you get 1 day for every day that you miss. Again, I can give you a little bit of leeway on this, especially if you're out for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We'll work with you, but we don't want to stretch it out so that it's the end of the quarter and we're trying to get all this absent work in. Extra credit will be limited, but I will give possibly a little bit extra credit here and there. Generally on a test or a quiz, I'll give you an extra problem here or there to maybe boost your grade. Extra help. I am available from 7:30 to 3 o'clock through email. I will also do a Zoom call most every day for each of the classes. Bell 1, 2, 5, and 6 is what I have Algebra 2 for. If you're in Bell 5 and you want to join Bell 1's Zoom call, it's not a problem with me. I'll have the codes in the Google Classroom. You can join at any point in time that I have an Algebra 2 Zoom call. If you want to Zoom all of them, Bells 1, 2, 5, and 6, you're more than welcome to join in. If you're in first bell and you want to wait till second bell to join in, that's not a problem with me either. As long as you are aware of when they're available and when we can get your questions answered, that's the biggest point for me. Websites, you're going to use Progress Book and Google Classroom. There's our code. So I do want to go into an announcement just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like in the Google Classroom. I'm just going to pick one. I don't know. How about this one here? All right, so Wednesday, September 2nd. So I don't know if this is necessarily going to happen. I'm still building the class, but this is generally what you're going to see within each announcement. So I will start with the dates, kind of give you an idea of what day you're supposed to be working on. And then I'm probably going to have a Zoom call here, I guess. So we'll have the code there so you can click on it pretty quickly to attend. Then it'll talk about what section is going to be coming up. So on Wednesday, I'm going to talk about section 7.6, operations of functions. That's the topic. And then the assignment will be to complete a worksheet that's attached. Oh. All right. So, I thought they were going to come. Oh, well. I thought they were going to make an announcement there over the intercom. It's going to pause you, but that's, oh, they are going to make one. It is. It's lunchtime. All right, so sorry about that interruption. So we got the section and we have the assignments, and then below this, you're going to see several different documents. One, you're going to see a video. That's going to be either me or another teacher teaching the topic. So this is an 8-minute video on operations with functions. You'll see the worksheet here, operation with function worksheet. So that's going to be your assignment that was up here in the assignment. You'll also see an answer key. And that answer key is going to have all the answers or the odd answers, whatever answers we're working with, so that you can check your work. I want you to make sure that you check your work so you have the correct answers before they're turned in. That doesn't mean just go to the answer key and write down all the answers and turn it in, because you're not going to get any credit for that. I'm looking for work and I want to check your work. But a lot of your answers, especially the ones that aren't in the back of the book, hopefully you guys all know that the odd answers are in the back of the book, so you can check those as well. But I ask you to check your work so that you can make sure that they're correct before they're submitted. So there should be no reason why everybody shouldn't get the 2 to 3 points on accuracy within their assignments. That's very important to me that you check your work, because I want you to learn from your mistakes. We can do 100 problems, so if we do them all wrong, then it's worthless. I want you to do a problem, check the answer, make sure you got it right. If you didn't get it right, go back and fix it. Figure out what you're doing wrong. Generally, all of your problems are going to build upon themselves. Sometimes you might get different sections, so they're not related, but generally the problems are going to relate to each other. So if you're making the same mistake throughout, it's going to be a major issue. When you get to the end, you're going to be very frustrated. So make sure you're checking your work. Again, there'll be an answer key, or they'll be in the back of the book for most of all of your problems. I think that is going to be about it. I can't think of anything else that I need to talk to you about at this point in time. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me an email at gweaver@nwlst.org, or come drop by 404, hopefully by appointment again, or if this whole thing blows over and we can get back to normal, we'll see you in class. Have a great year. Good luck. And hopefully we'll get some algebra too. I look forward to working with you. Have a great year, guys.